What's good, racing world? This is Matt Dobbs, aka Mr. Matt Racing. Oh, that racing made me tired. And not in a good way. Anyways, this week's Time Trial Tuesday goes over Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now, I'm going to say it. This past Saturday in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race, I was right! Kyle Larson got the job done. He didn't have the best car by any means, but he still got the job done, just as I predicted. And as for Sunday, Denny Hamlin wins his second straight Las Vegas race, defeating Chase Elliott in the end. Even with Hamlin's car pushing tight at the end of runs, he still managed to hold off a hard-charging 9 car. But now let's get down to it. At some point in the race, there was an announcer that was talking about the Chevrolets, where it's like, oh, who saw this coming? Well, I did. I did say, watch out for Hendrick Motorsports and watch out for Chevrolet. They had 3 cars in the top 10, with Elliott second, William Byron third, and Kyle Larson 7th. But with that being said, Toyota still has a stranglehold on the competition. I mean, there's no other way to say it. However, there is no reason to be concerned about Chevrolet. There is no reason to be concerned whatsoever just because they've gone the first 5 races without a win. Because just as I mentioned, they were up there. It was a Hendrick Motorsports and Joe Gibbs Racing pretty much masterclass for most of that race. But another big thing that came out of that race, well, it more so came after the race. Former teammates Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez got into a heated altercation on pit road. And I guess it was about how they were racing on the racetrack. I looked at the onboards. I didn't see anything that constituted an argument. From what I saw, they were simply just racing for position. The 7 of Suarez slid up the track a little bit, and the 1 was still gunning it on the outside, trying to make sure he got the position. They didn't make contact, nobody hit the wall, but somehow in the cooldown lap, Chastain decided to take a cheap shot at Suarez. So Suarez gave it back to him. And as Suarez went to the 1 car on pit road, it just turned into a whole argument. But as far as I'm concerned, Chastain was in the wrong. They were racing for position like normal, and whether if he liked the way it went down or not, that was not the way to go about it. You don't hit somebody on the cooldown lap unless they absolutely did something so egregious that you just couldn't control your temper. That was silly. That was a very silly response. Although his line of, you got fired, jabbed at Suarez right there, his you got fired line was pretty cold. That hit pretty cold. Because while it was true, he did get released from Trackhouse. But still, that was cold. So, give it to him, but he was still in the wrong. Chastain was absolutely in the wrong. But now let's look at the overall racing from the weekend. Saturday was substantially better than Sunday in terms of the racing product. Saturday, I was on the edge of my seat at the end of runs, seeing battles for the race lead shaping up, and battles throughout the field shaping up. The cars were slipping and sliding everywhere. But yeah, the racing was just a typical O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race. Nice and exciting. You never know what was going to happen. And nobody really had a true advantage because even as Allgaier won the first 2 stages, he fell off. His adjustments fell off. And then, of course, mentioned earlier, Kyle Larson didn't have the best car whatsoever. He fell from 2nd to 11th on the opening run. But they got it right, and when he got that clean air, he took over, showing you just how good Kyle Larson really is. You can't deny his greatness. But overall, I give Saturday's race about 8 out of 10. But then you look at Sunday. Yeah, Sunday was a generous term, a barn burner. There was only 1 caution for cause, And that was because of some silly mistake made by a veteran driver that caused a rookie driver to plow into him. Otherwise, they were all just strung out. Passing was hard. You couldn't really catch the guy until the guy in front of you really fell off. Not a little, a lot of fall off. Just too strung out, and it just looked a lot like a Las Vegas race would look. And it's a shame, because each of the last 3 Las Vegas races that I watched saw plenty of action. Whether if it was up front, or there was carnage that was happening, or just whatever strategy play would take place. Here, there was no differing strategy, a lot of green flag pit stops, a lot of strung out racing. Yeah. All I can say is, they say bring your own beer, right? Well, I would have said bring your own toilet at that point, because if you needed a break, then you might as well should have just brought one with you, because if you were praying for a caution all race, you were most likely not getting one unless somebody did something so stupid that they had no choice but to throw it. Just ask Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Poor Connor Zilic, man, just can't catch a break. Overall, give it about a 4 out of 10 on this race. And that was just because of the battle at the end. If the 9 wasn't running faster than the 11, I would have probably dropped it down to about a 2 out of 10. But what do I know? I don't make the races. I don't make the cars. I just sit back and watch. Hopefully Darlington is better next week. But what did you think about the race? Did you like it? Do you feel the same way I feel? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, share this video, subscribe for more content, and stay tuned for this week's Fast Friday as we go over Darlington, where Throwback Weekend is no longer a required thing, but I'm still expecting a lot of retro schemes to happen. Also, the trucks come back, so all you Truck Series fans out there, get ready. Until then, see you on the road.